Voices from the Frontier by Alan and Kyle, producer Ishon.
Alright, good morning to y'all and welcome to Voices from the Frontier. My name's Alan.
And I'm Kyle Bryan, and today we speak not merely as observers of this great Western expansion, but as voices of reason, in a time when such reason is sorely needed. We speak in defense of native peoples of this land. So we take a deeper look at this, and we can see the Western nations have built civilizations far older than our towns and railroads. The Pueblos, for instance, have cultivated this dry, land with skillful irrigation and permanent villages for centuries. They grow corn, build cities of adobe, and trade far and wide. Yet, despite their accomplishments, they're treated as lesser by those who claim to bring, civilization.
That's a great point, Kyle. Because, what do they use and control them? The Spanish used the caste system, right? A cruel hierarchy, I'm gonna tell you. Where the Spanish and Mexican settlers sit on top, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And the very people of this land, the Pueblos, the Apaches, and the Navajos, are placed at the bottom.
Oh my
Even
God.
enslaved, bro.
I see that.
See that? And the so-called Guanizaros, they are stripped of their land and are used and discarded like property. Though they once walked this land free. That's crazy.
No, so it's really a grave injustice, and it continues. So now we turn our eyes onto the Great Plains. There, the Sioux, the Cheyenne, and the Arapaho roam with grace and strength. Their lives are built around the sacred buffalo, and that's an animal they revere and depend upon. And
Exactly.
and yet they're painted as savages for some reason by those who neither understand or take the time to care about them.
Exactly, bro. That's so crazy. And let us speak plainly, bro. These are not savages, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
These are not
saying.
savages.
They're
These are
people. They're
these are
like us.
People. They're nations.
Yeah.
The Plain tribes are hunters, warriors, farmers, artists, and spiritual people. Women in those tribes, they raise children, prepare the food, and keep traditions alive. Men protect the tribe and hunt buffalo and lead councils with their wisdom. Similarly like us, bro.
Yeah.
They construct teepees that leave no scar upon the land. How many of our towns can say the same? Like New York.
So to add on to this, they live in harmony with the earth, but not in conquest of it, right?
Yeah.
So yet now the buffalo are vanishing not by their hands, but by ours. They're hunted for sport, profit, and they're left to rot in the sun.
Exactly.
So and when the buffalo go, the people who depend on them are gone. They're not able to do anything.
Exactly, bro. Stop hunting buffalo.
Yeah.
And they still resist even after all the hardships put on, bro. The Sioux, the Cheyenne, and the Arapaho formed a mighty alliance to defend their homeland. And even unity is not enough when disease, steel, and rifles come in endless waves, bro. Mindless war, smallpox, and measles decimate whole villages. And no treaty made by white hands seems to be worth the ink that it is written in. It's crazy.
And to add on to that, we must not lie to ourselves, We're not the brave pioneers of a new world. We're the intruders in a world that's already built. We're to keep it honest. The native people are not vanishing, they're being erased. By force, by fraud, by the sheer weight of our numbers and machines, all these terrible things.
I'm passionate about this topic, bro. People,
Yeah.
we really are destroying them. In history, it's to be
crazy,
written.
man.
Let's not forget this truth. The Indians, nation of the West, were proud, intelligent, and they are worthy of respect. They're people.
Exactly.
They're like us. They're like us. Exactly. They love their families, honored their elders, and defended their freedom with courage that few of us can ever match.
It's beautiful. And we hope that one day, future generations will speak not of conquest, but of understanding, that they will remember these nations not as obstacles to progress, but as people whose wisdom and strength helped shape this land. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank you for lending us your ear today. This has been Voices from the Frontier. I'm Alan Zen.
And I'm Kyle Ryan, so till next time, walk gently, speak the truth, and remember, nations who watch over the world.